The prophet Isaiah said, "How beautiful on the mountain are the feet of him who brings good news." My feet must be pretty beautiful. It's a real privilege and honor to share this good news with all of you on this great feast of Christmas. Bless you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Just never gets old, does it? Year after year. There's something always new, always beautiful at Christmas. Thank you to all of those who helped prepare to make this day possible, right? From those who decorated, to those who serve, and those who sing. What a lovely job the choir is doing. I don't know, as you hear this Christmas story year after year, if you ever give thought or consideration to which figure in the story you might identify with. Mary and Joseph, maybe if your mom, your dad, maybe the shepherds, maybe the angels, maybe from time to time the innkeeper. There's no room for you here. For me, more and more, I tend to identify with the donkey. Sure, I can carry a load, but I do have this stubborn streak, and I tend to resist the master at times. And if I'm quite honest about it, I only have the faintest sense of what God actually is doing, of who he is, of his love, of this great gift. Isaiah also spoke of a certain type of ignorance, of unknowing, darkness. The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. It begs the question, if this people only knew darkness, if they were all blind, if all humanity was blind, would we know what we're missing? Would light mean anything if no one had experienced it but only darkness? Darkness is only known as darkness when the light is known, right? Ask Caesar Augustus, ask Quirinius, ask Pontius Pilate about living in darkness, and they would have said, that's what's called life. That's all there is. Like if you could ask a fish if it feels wet. Wet just means life. That's all there is. Without a ray of light popping through the clouds, it's just gloom. That's all you know, because that's all there is. Put the other way around, the good news, the gospel, is comprehensible and compelling because there's bad news. Because it sheds light on the bad news, the mess in which humanity finds itself. It's part of the value of confession, of going often to confession. You find you can't free yourself from that darkness that actually envelops you, me. And so it helps us to rejoice deeply at this celebration of the light that came into a very dark world. Without this, the calendar may say December 25th, gifts may be exchanged, Mass may even be attended, but God's gift to us can be missed. We walked in darkness, mortality, death having the last word, sin plaguing us, unforgiven. Light, which is a symbol of knowledge, light of a life well lived, imperceptible, unclear. Should life look like Caesar's, like Herod's? I mean, they were well off, right? Maybe that's how we should live. And then God did the most unexpected thing. He became a human being, a baby, in order to reconcile us with himself, with one another, and with our true self, the self that we are created to be but have been distanced from. By doing this, God gave the light, the example, and the grace to live our life well and to reciprocate the gift of himself with the gift of ourself, all that we have and are. Trials often first, as we well know. Those of you who have been with JPII the whole time are able to hear good news about the parish in a way that those maybe who are just visitors simply cannot. Bad news before good news. Darkness before light. Wandering in the wilderness before the gift of the promised land. You, especially you founding members of JPII who have never left the parish, you have endured so much in faith and in hope, watching and waiting for the light to shine. These virtues will surely continue to need in order to meet the challenges before us. So we've received the final bill for the academy renovation and the updated estimate for building the church. If you've done renovation, you know that oftentimes you find surprises beneath the surfaces. And in our economy, inflation is a real thing. You feel it, I feel it. Between the two projects with updated costs, a little over $3 million has been added to the overall need for our campaign. With all the campaign cash we have on hand, and with all the pledges yet to be fulfilled, we will now need $6.6 million more to build the church. Again, with the updated costs accounted for, $6.6 million is what's needed to build. And remember, that's without any interior ornamentation, which we had planned to phase in as we could afford it. Now, personally, I can't conceive of that amount of money. Maybe you can, but I can't, being so far beyond what I'll ever earn, or maybe even imagined could be raised. And if you feel this way, know that that is a priceless place to be. Experiencing your poverty, your need. It's a priceless place to be in order to better understand the qualitatively more disheartening circumstance of the darkness in which humanity sat before the light broke through the gloom. But for God's gift of his Son, in despairing darkness, we would all sit. And but for the gift of a group of parishioners that recently was offered to us out of love for what God has done, I think we would stand at a loss as a parish too. What's the way forward? But as it now stands, through their extraordinary generosity, we will break ground on our new church within a year. And not the small phase 1 church that you see on the wall over there, but the full-sized church you see pictured here. Without a single ask from me, all their own doing. The chiefs may build a stadium with a dome, but not before we build a dome much more beautiful. Now, I know you're going to have lots of questions. We probably don't have the answers to all of them right now. What I can say is it's going to take 6 to 10 months or so to complete all the documents and drawings needed to build. We only have the pretty drawings that you see. We need everything that lies beneath the surface to start construction. Even with this extraordinary gift that will cover the remaining basic construction costs, we will need all current pledges to be fulfilled. We're counting on that. We're counting that you don't redirect your offertory to your campaign, please. We need the offertory even to grow. And we're going to need another round of generous giving to the campaign for the interior ornamentation and the furniture. It's a bigger church, you have more decoration, you need more pews. And for the decorative facade that can be phased in. And for an organ, we only priced a small organ for a small church. And there will likely be other things like additional parking based off the capacity of the church. But friends, for now, I want you just to sit in gratitude for this gift, which helps us to glimpse a little better the gift God gave to us in his Son, Jesus. Merry Christmas.